asses. Ballroom is here. We are back.
This is the home of legendary.
So, what's up, guys? I'm interviewing the legendary star from the house I feel should have made a father, the house of Chanel. Would you like to give an introduction about yourself?
Sure. So I'm the legendary Alanah Chanel. I'm from Chicago. I'm legendary for Bush Queen's Drag Performance, and I'm a part of the House of Chanel.
Yes. Oh my God. So we have 10 solid questions. First question: do you think the judges' placements for y'all being in the bottom was justified or not?
No, I don't think it was justified.
Me neither.
Yeah, I saw worse, so I don't think it was justified.
Yeah.
I honestly don't think we had a fighting chance even to begin with, to just being honest.
Really?
Yeah.
Why so?
Just a lot of behind the scenes stuff. I'm not sure I can talk about it, but just a lot of behind the scenes stuff that.
Oh yeah, don't breach your contract.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll just leave it at that for now.
Watching as a viewer, because I'm a huge fan of ballroom in general, but Legendary I feel is a different scene. But watching it, I liked y'all outfits. I liked what y'all was doing. I thought y'all had potential to go farther. I've been to House of Chanel pre-Legendary. So when I saw y'all was on, I was like, wow, they're about to come on, they're about to kill it, they're about to do everything. And I didn't agree with none of the judges. I didn't.
Yeah. Well, like a lot of the houses, like with the performances, like a lot of those houses, well, for starters, all of us are not from the same place. Only 3 of us were from the same place. The Cookie was from Philly, Drama is from Detroit, and like as far as the House of Chanel, like we really don't walk performances as a house together, so we don't just have routines we can pull out at any given moment. Like a lot of those houses have routines already made up, like. So it was much easier for them. Like, we really had a week to come up with a routine and probably 4 days to come up with looks. Because they didn't supply the first looks. We had to go shop for that stuff. So like I said, by us not being from the same place, we had to shop and try to put together what we could. But I definitely think that we deserve to go further. I definitely think that we have more to offer. But,
Agreed.
Because the house, not to be shady, but the house that set us, like, They had on like black and white booty shorts and white button ups and suspenders. Like, just being honest.
Oh, you're talking about Lux. Okay.
Yeah.
You kind of answered my next question. It was because like I asked other people from the show. I'm like, when we watch it, it seems like y'all are all from the same place. Like when you get casted, do y'all like audition together or they just pick like from different chapters of the same house?
They pick random people. Now, I have heard, allegedly, I just say allegedly, that other houses got to pick their own members. However, we didn't get to pick our own members because if we did, let's just be honest, it's not to count nobody out, but if we had the option to pick our own people for the show, it will only be right to pick people from where you actually live at because it'll be easier to come together and put stuff together before the show.
Makes sense.
But, yeah.
Which I feel like it's harder because I'm a dancer, I'm a performer, I do stuff like that. It's harder to bring random people and be like, all right, a week, make a routine. It's like when you know the people, it's like easier for like the team to like pull through.
Yes, and that was a part of the problem too. Like me, Angel, Mari come from the same place. Me and Angel are blood brothers, so we all kind of we can vogue alike by us being from the same place.
Right.
Each area has its own like kind of style of vogue, just being honest. Like the Midwest has its own style, New York has its own style, Philly has its own style. So it's easier for us to kind of, make it work for us. But that was a part of the problem too, because like they said, we had 3 legends. And, it's egos, stuff comes into play.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, the judges panel, because of this, especially this season, was a lot of controversy. Do you think the judges panel is fine the way it is? And if you don't, who would you replace with who?
I'm gonna just give you my dream judges panel. When I just posted this on Facebook today, I would pick people who actually have some type of ballroom experience, like, but still have like who are still kind of relevant in Hollywood, and I would honestly get rid of the whole panel except for Naomi. I would use Miss Lawrence, which is the mother of Balenciaga, and who is in the fashion world as well.
Right.
I would use Tiana Taylor.
Yes. Yes.
I would use Tracy Africa, who was the first trans supermodel who was outed, and they took her contract from her for Clairol. And I would do Naomi, and I would do Deshaun, and I would make Precious 007. I would make her an announcer. That's if I had my way.
That is like I know everybody you just said. That's like a dream, actually, panel.
Yeah,
I would see that. Now, a lot of people are speculating, because I feel Legendary has the potential to be like a Drag Race franchise, keep going and going. If they had an All-Stars, would you go back for All-Stars?
Hell yeah, I would go back for All-Stars. I feel like I feel like we deserve to go back for All-Stars. I love you too. I'm sorry.
No, you good.
I'll see you. I'll see you. When I get to Jack House, I'm gonna put the effect on. So you can see that.
Okay. Make sure you got everything. But yeah, I definitely would go back for All-Stars. I feel like we deserve to go back for All-Stars because we went home first episode. So I feel like that we didn't even get to show what we really had. Like, I feel like we didn't get to showcase individually who we are. Like, because it was a routine.
Right.
So
I want to get your opinions on, because last season, the houses did the whole one episode, all the houses marched and nobody went home. Do you like? I'm gonna let you give your opinion if I say mine. Do you like that this season? Do you like that this season they split the premiere in two, and then a house went home on each premiere, or they should have kept everybody?
No, I didn't like that at all. And we didn't find that out because, like, watching first season, you're obviously gonna think that stuff is gonna change up, but then you think they're gonna keep kind of like the same formula and stuff like that.
Right.
So watching last season, I just thought that no house will go home. This would be like your debut. So we didn't find out the houses were actually going home until we had like this group meeting where it was like a meet and greet for all of the houses. So I definitely didn't like that. I mean, I understand that COVID kind of changed a lot of things for Legendary, but they definitely should have kept the same formula.
Yeah, because it felt like, when I was watching it, it's like, when I watched, I think, because you was in the Grand March Part 1, right?
Yeah, and to be honest, just before we move on, like, we didn't go home first. So that's a part of editing. We did not go home first.
Wait, hold on, wait. So technically you went home the March Part 2?
Yeah, we went home the second night.
Oh, wait, so so this was like both marches. Was this filmed on the same day or like within a span of like a week or so?
No, it was separate days. One was filmed on a Thursday. The other, we were filmed on Friday. No, actually, we were filmed on, the first episode was filmed on Friday. We were filmed on Saturday, and we went home early Sunday morning.
See, I don't, because like when I watched as a viewer, there's like when you watch like the Part 1 and Part 2, there's other, like I felt like Chanel, y'all was better than some of the houses in Part 2. So it was like you can't judge it if like they're all not all together. Because I know certain challenges y'all would have carried watching it as a viewer.
Yeah, like I just feel like we didn't get a chance to like really tap into our creativity and stuff like that in our performance. Like honestly speaking.
Right.
And like I say, behind the scenes plays a big part. Editing plays a big part. And not to go too deep into it, but speaking of like behind the scenes stuff, I probably can say this. So due to COVID, if you watch the episodes and you see like the end when the houses are getting ready to go home and they get ready to battle,
right,
you'll see one side of the stage is probably lit up with blue lights on the stage, and then the other side is lit up with, I think, yellow lights or something like that.
Yeah. And
then in between that, there's a strip of clear lights. So we were told that, and a lot of people wonder why Angel was voguing in one spot. We were told that if Angel crossed over into the clear lights, it'll be automatic, we will automatically be disqualified.
Oh, wow.
So if you watch any of those episodes, like some people are staying on one side, so they don't really, they stick to the stuff, but
I've seen a couple of battles where people did not listen to those rules.
Yeah. A lot of people, like, I've seen, and it's not to read anybody, but I like one of the battles, like, somebody missed, like, I'll just say the judging is very inconsistent, too. Like, one of the battles, somebody missed all the dips, like, every last single one. And it was like, they wind up staying over somebody else. So it was just like, the judging is very inconsistent.
I'm not going to say names, but I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, I won't say names either, but yeah. Yeah, it's inconsistent. And that's why I say, I think we went home too because they wanted us to show more emotion. Like, we're not really emotional people. Like, I'm just gonna be honest. Like, because coming from the Midwest, like, we don't really get a lot of opportunities like this. So for us, we were grateful, but I think they wanted us to, like, ball up and cry every 5 minutes and just say how thankful we were and basically kiss ass. Like, oh my God, we're here. Like, we're not doing that. Like, we're grateful to be here, but we don't have to, show that much emotion. Because
they're trying to build a storyline, basically.
Yeah, but yeah. And we didn't really have, like, really sad stories. Like, our mom isn't deceased. Our father's still living. Like, of course, we go through struggles and stuff like that, but it's not anything that's, like, good for TV or anything like that. So that played a big part with that too, I believe, because we didn't really
agree.
Yeah.
That's my whole thing, and I wanted to ask, like, you kind of basically answered it. It didn't make sense how the rules, because I heard, like, when Deshaun was hosting, he'd be like, stay in your box. But I'm like, when they do performances, everybody's on the stage. When they do categories, so what was the purpose?
I was really confused with everything. I was really confused. And it didn't die. Like, when you're in a moment, like, you really can't think about stuff like that. But once we got back home and then we watched the episode, and I'm looking like, the lights make sense. Like, they told us when we were there, but the adrenaline is going, like, you really don't think about it. But yeah, Becky crossed over into Angel space like a couple of times. So
oh Lord, if I was a judge in that panel, I'm not trying to downplay nobody's talent. I like Becky, I like the House of Lux, but the team I would have chose to stay wouldn't have been the cheese I stayed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially how these judges wrote, because I want to hear your point. Because I asked somebody else and they did not agree with me, but people have their own opinions. But me watching it, it feels like if you're judging a show, if the category is Vogue down for your life, for me as a person, it's like I see the judges 1 week they'll vote for the Voguer, and then next week they vote for someone who didn't do as best but has the passion. Did y'all see what we saw?
Yes. I definitely agree with that. Like, I believe too they wanted to move. I think our attitude was kind of matched the Muglairs. Like, we're not really how can I say this? Like I said, we're not really emotional people, because I don't know if you remember one episode, they was like, we don't see y'all cry, y'all look so cold. Like, they kept telling us.
That pissed me off.
I was like, so what do y'all want people to do? Get on TV and just break down and just, cry and all type of stuff like that? Like, that's not what we really about. So I can't give you that. But
because in the ball scene, when they Vogue and battle, they're not crying.
Yes. And in the ball scene too, like, we're allowed to read judges. Like, if you say some slick shit out your mouth, I'm sorry, I don't know if I curse, but if you
fine.
If you say some slick shit out your mouth, like, you're gonna get read. Like, especially if you're trying it. Like, I agree with Japanese faces 1,000,000%. Like,
yes.
I even said they cut me completely out. Like, editing. That's why I say editing is powerful. Like, they asked me, because when we got sent home, all of them started crying. And, like, I'm really kind of like a leader in my house, so I really don't go, I can't cry. Like, so I'm sitting there like, okay, I really want to attack. Like, I really want to go in. So Deshaun was like, well, Alanah looks like she has something to say. Can y'all pass her the microphone? And they gave me the mic, and I'm just like, okay, so I don't know what y'all really looking for. Pretty much, like, there are many different styles of voguing. Because Laura Rose made a comment, like, they edited so much out. They told us, like, yeah, I've seen Naomi break her leg, break her ankles, and, I've seen her bloody. I said, well, there's two different styles of voguing. There's dramatic and angel, soft, and cunt. So before you come on the show to judge ballroom, you should know that there are many different styles of voguing.
Exactly.
There's theatrics. There's, like, theatrical voguing that, Ricky Allure does. There's soft and cunt, which Angel does. And there's dramatics, which Naomi does. So you can't just look for one style of voguing. But I get that it's TV. You want to see people do like, Michaela did first season, run up walls and stuff like that. Like, everybody doesn't do that.
That's what, like, watching the judges, it's like, that's what makes it enjoyable to watch, like, especially for y'all, because, like, me being a person who knows ballroom and knows the scene, watching it and hearing these judges be like, I wanted to see rip each other's faces off. You can't expect everybody to do the same type of voguing. Like, that's not how it works. And, like, for, like, what was it? For, like, well, I forgot who Jamila said it to. Oh, Miyake Mugler. Jamila was like, oh, when Malik stepped on stage, he knew off rip that he wanted. I'll give him the vote because he was confident. Then 2 judges down, it's like, you're cold because you was confident. Make it make sense.
Yes. Also, too, like, it was something else that happened, too. I forget what episode it was, but they did something where they were like, well, I'm going to go ahead and tie it up so somebody can break it. I can't remember what it was, but it's like, so you just sitting here tying it up just so that somebody else can break it? Like, no, vote. Like,
Naomi did that when it was Stasha and Khalik for the face.
Oh, yeah. Like, come on now.
And did she do that for y'all, too, at the final battle?
No, it was tied up and they had to deliberate and break it. So
now, when Deshaun said, if y'all don't, I will, there's something else to happen behind the scenes. Like, what did he meant by that?
It, like I'm telling you, editing is so powerful. Like, from the time I don't know how much time I got, but if I could just break it down to you right quick how everything went. So, like,
yeah, you got time.
We went on stage. Now, for one, like I say, production and editing, like, I respect them, but I just wish that we had more creative control over what was put out.
Right.
So for me, the lighting was not the way the lighting was brought to us in the beginning. If you see the way we popped up from the floor, like, the building was supposed to be completely dark where you didn't see us, because why have spotlights hit us if you can already see us? Like, what's the point of that? So it was supposed to be completely dark. When we popped up, each spotlight was supposed to hit a person, which would give it some type of dramatic effect. Before we even got to Vogue, Law was already sitting on the side of the stage, and he was like, oh, I don't want to see this bullshit. He was like, I don't want to see this. I'm not watching this. This looks boring already. So I was thinking, like, so me and Mari, you know what I'm saying? Me and Mari in the back, so we hear everything that he said because we're closer to him. So Mari immediately goes into, like, Mari's a big baby. He's the youngest, and he is a big baby. Like, he's very sensitive. So his face had just kind of, like, you already fucked up his, you know what I'm saying, a little confidence that he probably did have. And Jamila said to Mari, she was like, hey, no, get it together. But it's like, if we clearly hear this man, like, already going in on us, and he turned around in his chair the entire performance, and that's when he was like, oh, I can wake up now because I took a little nap. Like, that's what that stemmed from. So, like, he didn't watch the performance the whole time.
He would have got it. He would have got it.
Yeah, so, and then even in the back, like, because in the back you can watch, they have it where people can watch the performances, the other houses can watch, but we were told from the back view camera that the camera was rarely even on Angel during the battle, so that was another thing.
See, like, did y'all get a sense, like, did y'all get, like, a vibe that y'all was, like, that was making it seem like y'all was going to be eliminated?
Yeah.
See, that's not cool.
Yeah, I mean, like, it was a lot of stuff that happened on set that it was just like, wow. And, like, we really couldn't talk to the other houses, so it's not like we could really go to them and say, hey, is this going on with you? Like, is this happening to you? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because, like,
that's messed up.
It's a lot of stuff that, like, kind of played with our confidence and stuff like that. I'm just gonna be honest. Like, it really did.
That's wow.
Yeah, so.
Well, wow. That you just see, people like us, I would never know half that stuff happened.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
And I've been pretty quiet about it. Like, this is the most I've even talked about a lot of this stuff. So there's a lot more, but I just, I'm trying to.
I don't want to get you in trouble now.
Yeah, I'm just trying to be cool. Just give you what I can, but.
If you was in like the final battle with Miyake versus Balenciaga, who would you want to go against?
Definitely the Muglers, because not taking anything away from the Balenciagas, but the Muglers are all the performance girls that we've probably battled or even set or, you know what I'm saying, won over. So
Right.
it's like I want y'all. Like, not saying nothing away from Balenciagas, but it's like, okay, if it's gonna be a fair playing field, like, okay, y'all got Shannon and y'all got Cha Cha. Cha Cha walks the runway, I think, and then Shannon walks face. So if it's gonna be 5-on-5, like, okay, give us the Muglers, because it's like, bitch, we gonna vote. Like,
that's what I wanted to see. Like, I did not like this premiere. Like, I hope they don't do this again. Like, I did not like it. I felt like you and Prodigy should have stayed.
Yeah, I definitely, when the Prodigies went home, they were standing outside of the hotel, and like, I was like, oh shit, they must have went home, because the Icons was in the lobby and they was celebrating this shit, and the Prodigies was outside and they was looking like somber. I'm like, yeah, they must have went home.
Wow.
So yeah.
2 more questions. What is one thing, like, what was your favorite moment of the show?
The Tishis. First of all, like, I think the Tishis were totally played. Like,
Robbed.
Yes, the Tishis were my favorite moment throughout the entire show, because they had the most consistent. Every time they came out, it was a wow factor. So, like, not taking nothing away from the other houses, because everybody, you know what I'm saying, they stayed longer than us. So, but the Tishis was the most consistent to me. Like, it didn't get no better than that. Like, it was a show every single time.
Right. I agree. This is my thing. I talked to somebody from the show too, and they didn't agree with me. But I felt like when it came to the battle, who the house that won the battle, I agree with, but I don't agree with them being in the bottom. Period.
Yeah. Now, if you had to go based off that battle, then okay, yeah. But them being in the bottom,
Was shady.
I just didn't understand. Like, and I get that, you know, each house competing in the competition, they get 10 extra points. But if I was a Tishi, I would have sent Stanley out. I honestly would have sent Stanley out. Because sometimes female figures in ballroom, like Bogan, they have an advantage because they have hair and bodies and titties and shit like that.
Yep.
And I just think that if she would have had, like, you know, hair down and titties and boobs, like, it would have been like, okay, bitch, like, yeah. Like, but because they had, you know, she was doing the whole, you know, the turnabout kind of thing.
The assignment that they were supposed to do.
Yeah, I think that kind of played a factor in, like, her going home, because you could tell, like, it wasn't. Yeah.
Like, she wasn't feeling it. I could tell in her face that she was, like, over it.
Yeah. But, like, the Tishis definitely were, they played a game with them.
Right. One last question. So when can I join the house? Your house?
Well, we always looking for new membership. Like, we always looking for new membership. I'll just say that. Where do you walk in ballroom? Or are you new to ballroom?
See, my thing is, I've always done competitions, you know, dance, step squad, singing, and I can Vogue. I always wanted to walk male realness. It's just competition settings and ballroom. It's like y'all will rip somebody to shreds.
Yeah,
that's why I go to balls. I watch them. I just never, like, I always want to join the house, but I just never knew, like, who to talk to or where to walk at. I never knew ever.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can send me some clips of you voguing. Also, too, is the Iconic House of Chanel Instagram page. Like, the person that runs that, people submit stuff, they usually send it back to us. Like, we have a leaders group. They usually send it back to us, and we go over it through there. So, like, stuff like that. But you can send it to me, and then, like, you know, we can go from there.
Okay. Before we end up, do you want to give your social media links or any projects you got coming up?
Yes. Actually, I'm working on a Vogue class now. It's going to be called Hair and Heels. So, that'll be out on my Instagram soon. Also, Angel's doing a Vogue class. What else was it? The House of Chanel is also we're working on a car wash. All the proceeds are going to go to trans rights and stuff like that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so we're working on a couple of things. Like, everything will be posted soon. I don't want to speak on too much until we have, like, exact dates confirmed about stuff.
Right.
But you can follow my Instagram at Christian_Elijah. That's the Instagram. Facebook, yeah, just Instagram is fine.
Okay, well, I appreciate you taking the time for this interview. My viewers will appreciate it too, and I thank you. I really appreciate it.
No problem. I appreciate it too.